Hi friends, this is Melissa the Stamp Doc. I'm coming to you on Wednesday, September 24th, 2025 to share with you the projects I have for my September free with purchase class. So I'm going to put these together, and that way if you receive one of these kits, you can see how that's done. Also, you still have time to get one of these kits. So I still have about 10 of them remaining. They are free with a $50 purchase in my online store. And just so you know, I am currently at this very moment $499 away from earning the Alaskan Cruise incentive trip from Stampin' UP. So if you are so inclined, I would love it if you placed an order to push me over that edge. And again, this card kit is what you'll receive as part of your thank you gift. I give this away with a $50 purchase. If your order goes to $100, I also give you a free embellishment. And then if you reach $150, you're also going to get a mystery box packet. That's going to include at least one retired stamp set and die, some designer series paper, a ribbon, and another embellishment. So quite a bit that you can get for free by shopping with me this month. So the free with purchase class is 3 cards. First up, we have this column card. And again, you're going to get the base for this, but you will need your items to stamp and embellish with. I used the Charming Day stamp set and dies for mine, but you can easily substitute anything else that you have on hand. So this one does work well for everything that we did here, but again, feel free to substitute it with anything that you have on hand. So this one is a column card, and then we have a shutter fold, and I've kind of played with this a little bit, so hopefully it'll open up good. And so it opens to reveal that. And then finally, we have a 4 squares card, which pops up and looks like this. All right, so I'm going to just show you briefly how to put these together and kind of what you're going to get in that free with purchase card kit. So we're going to start with that column card first. So when you get your packet, everything for each card is in a single envelope. So you'll know that when you see the timid tiger, that's what that's for. And of course, you do get your envelopes with those. So everything is already cut and scored. So you'll have all those score lines. And look, if you want the measurements for these, go ahead and subscribe to my email newsletter. I'll put the link below either in the description or the comments, but this was also my email newsletter exclusive tutorial this month. So I'm starting by putting some basic white cardstock in the center, or on the back there, back or center. It's going to be either one, okay? And then for some of these, you are going to want a stronger adhesive. I do recommend our tear and tape adhesive. I really like this for that purpose. So I'm going to put 2 strips on here on that very last folded portion. And we're going to peel that backing off. Let's get that one off too. And I'm just going to fold, so you can see there's 4 folds there. I'm going to fold it like that, and then I'm just going to turn that and fold it this way. Okay, and that creates our fold. And then you'll be able to write your greeting or anything like that on the back of there. So we're just going to add our papers. So this is the Floral Charm Designer Series paper. I really liked it because it's great with florals, but you could really use it any time of the year. So this is Timid Tiger right here. And then we're going to put these little strips on those 3 panels. So when you go to mail this, you can actually fold it flat, and it's going to fit into one of our medium envelopes or an A2 envelope. Put this one here. I always like to use the liquid glue for projects like this because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room to do whatever you need to do. So this is what you'll actually receive, and then it's up to you to decorate it and embellish it the way you like. So if you want to use different papers with that, you can do that. But it stands up like this, and I'll just show you my final one that I had here. And I just did a couple of die cuts. This is from the Nested Essentials dies. I stamped Happy Birthday in Pretty Peacock, and that's how I completed mine. And then when you go to fold it, this will fit just perfectly in your regular envelope. So even though it pops up, it's still going to be mailable. Okay. So that was card number 1. And like I said, that's a column card. And then the next one we're going to do is a shutter card. So all of these are a little more advanced than just your basic card. So, don't get too worried about them being perfect. But this is just a basic trifold here. And I'm going to go ahead and put our strips on the outside first. I'm going to put one on each side because the inside's a little trickier, just a little bit. Not bad, but a little bit trickier. Oops. Let's see here. Get that on there. There we go. The other side here. And again, if you want the measurements, I do provide this to the people that subscribe to my newsletter. Oh, my glue is giving out on us. Okay, there we go. Must have gotten a little air bubble in it there. All right. I'm going to put that one over here. And then we're going to want to layer this onto here. And there'll be just a little bit on each side there. I'm going to go ahead and put my glue there. And line that up. There we go. I want a little bit more of a border on that. That's what I mean as far as that. We'll let that kind of do that. Okay, so on this piece, we want to put some dimensionals. So we're going to put 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom, or 1 in each corner, however you like to think about that. Okay. And then I want to take this basic white piece and I'm going to adhere it into the center of the card. So I'm just going to put it right here in the middle. Okay, so I've got that there. And I am going to take a circle punch. If you don't have a circle punch, you can use any other shape that you want or a die. And I want to punch a circle in the middle of this piece. So again, you can use whatever you've got on hand to do that with. And just punch that out. We're not going to use that anymore. And I want to peel off the bottom 2 dimensionals, and I'm going to line those up right there at the very bottom. Okay, now I left those free. Okay, but those are right there. Now we have these 2 pieces, and there's a little bit of a fold line here on these. And what we're going to do is opposite of that fold line. So our fold line is there, and I've stacked them together so that they'll be pretty much the same. I am going to cut right up the center, about the halfway mark. Okay, and then I'm going to go from one corner to that middle. Okay, and we're going to go from this corner to the middle as well. And this is how we're going to create that shutter mechanism. So if you we're going to stamp this with something. So on my sample piece, I stamped thanks for being you. So you would go ahead and want to go do that right now. All right, then we are going to put some strong adhesive on each one of those little tabs. Oops. Yeah. here as well. Okay. And we are going to peel that off. Okay. I am going to line this up, and I want that fold line. I'm going to put, so my score line is right here, and I'm lining this up so that it's right there in the center, and I'm going to close that up. That way it attaches over to that side, and I'm going to push that over that way. And we're going to repeat the same thing over on the other side. So again, I'm going to line it up. I really want it, this time I want to make sure that it's lined up with this other piece as well. I'm going to line up with that score line there, and I need to just wiggle that a little bit. Hopefully you can see that pretty well. My fingers do tend to get a little sticky when we do this. But we want that right there, and we're going to close that up. Give it a little push there, and then when we go to open it, it's going to open just like that. And then we'll just put our remaining dimensionals here. If you needed to, you could trim that even more to make a bigger opening if you wanted to, but that is how that card opens and closes. So here again is my sample card. And again, I used the Nested Essentials die, the little banner there. And then I die cut this floral piece. That again is from the Charming Day. I did it in Petal Pink and Mossy Meadow. And then I just used a little bit of Timid Tiger to make those centers pop. That was with a little Stampin' Blend. So just kind of an easy way to embellish that. But again, feel free to put whatever you like there on the front of your card, so you can actually design it however you like. All right, so on to card number 3, which is our 4 square card. And again, all of these do fit in a regular A2 envelope, so they're pretty easy to do. And when you get your packet, everything's in there per envelope, so that makes it kind of nice too. So with this one, you've got 2 folded pieces. And what we're going to start with is we're going to do this piece on the front. Now, some of you will probably get a little piece of ribbon that you can embellish with. I did include that in some of the kits. I just didn't include it in all of them. So I am going to switch my adhesive because I think the other has just decided not to cooperate anymore. So we're going to use our seal here. All right. And I'm going to put that on Petal Pink. And then I'm going to show you my sample really quickly because I did do something a little different on it. So on this one, I actually wrapped ribbon around it and taped it to the back. And then I popped this top layer up with dimensionals, but I'm going to show you kind of a flatter version. So I'm not going to do the ribbon on this one. That particular ribbon is really, really thick. So if you're going to nail it, you're probably not going to want to use the ribbon. So the ribbon is optional. And then there's 2 other pieces of Petal Pink, and I'll just show you close up. I just used one of the stamps, and I stamped Petal Pink on the Petal Pink so that it gave a little interest to the background. But again, we're just going to leave that plain so that you can see what you can do with your actual card kit. So we're going to put one of these on each side. And so this is the inside of the card. And there's a little bit of a border around each of these. And so again, to get the card kit, all you have to do is make a $50 online purchase in my online store before September 30th, and I will send this to you as a thank you. All right. Then we have this piece, and you're going to want to accordion fold it. So it's going to look just like this. And again, I recommend using the tear and tape. You can use the other adhesives, but the tear and tape is really going to fold it. And especially when you have a card that's interactive and it's going to be folded a lot, it sometimes just works better to do it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and peel that off. I have lots of these little backings on here. Let's see if I can get that off. So, yep. All right. So this piece is going to just fit right over here along this edge. Okay. So you've just got to put that part down. So the rest of this is free. And then we're going to put, let's see, gotta make sure that's right. Okay. Then we're going to put this side on. And the easiest way to make sure this is perfect is just to fold it up on itself like this. And we'll get that backing off again. A lot of times I'll use my take your pick tool to take those off, but sometimes on video that doesn't always work. And then I'm just going to close that up because that will make sure that I have perfect placement on that. And then it opens up just like so. Then we are going to go ahead and layer our designer series paper onto some pretty peacock cardstock. So we've got 2 of those. The other one here. And we're going to do a white one. This would be a great place to either put your greeting or stamp something. Again, you can do whatever you like with these pieces. So we're going to do that. That one there. And then I am just going to put a strip of adhesive along the center of each one of these. Let me pull that up a little so you can see. You could also put it on that if you want. And we're just going to start putting those on here. And so just center those up. Let me see, I'm going to turn that flower around a little bit. There we go. And we've got a white piece here. And again, I'm not giving you measurements during the video. There's just a lot of those, and all of those are in my tutorial. So, and that's how that closes up. Okay. So this one would be a lot easier to mail if you don't put any dimensionals on there, and you still have a really fun interactive card. To show you my finished one, I did the stamped image of On the Charming Day, and I stamped that in black, die cut that out with the coordinating dies, and then I colored it with petal pink and mossy meadow blends. And then I did a little die cut of pretty peacock cardstock with the little leaf that's from this. And then this is a nested essentials die. And then on the inside, we stamped, "Hey, you made my day." And I did another little flower die cut that comes from the Charming Day dies. So that is that completed card. So obviously, if you wanted to order the Charming Day bundle, that would get you the free card kit, or you can order whatever it is you like. As far as I can tell, there are still some of the advent calendars, and the advent calendar is going to get you not only the card kit, but a bonus embellishment. And then the if you order 2 of those, then of course you're going to get your card kit, your bonus embellishment, and the little mystery box as well. So if you have any questions about that, leave it in the comments. I'll be glad to answer anything for you. And thank you so much for watching. I'm hoping within the next day or 2, I can announce to you that I will be on that Alaskan cruise in June of 2026. So I do appreciate all of you that have ordered so far. Thank you so very much. I couldn't have done it without you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your month. Take care. Bye-bye.